Hey, hey, hey. Happy Monday. Oh, I can't see all this. We going through a process today. Happy Monday, y'all. Um, whew, good day to be alive, ain't it? Okay, so this Monday, we're gonna keep it short and sweet. Happy Monday to everybody. I apologize in advance for the screen on the certain one. Okay, so today we are going to be discussing a few things. Okay, so if you guys know, we have been in the process of putting together vendor opportunities, um, which is something that has been resonating with us for a long time. This is not new. It's not just because it's trending. Quite frankly, we were ready a store the size of a Big Lots to just house Black business vendors a couple of years ago, but the climate wasn't right and we didn't have enough pieces in place in other areas yet. So now we're at a place where we can, right? So the process to finding a vendor location that can house over 100 Black businesses for a single day event has been super trying because, quite frankly, what that translates to mean is we need a property that's big, that's a minimum of 10,000 square feet, and 10,000 square feet is about the size of a Pier 1 or something like that. And so we've hit a lot of bumps in the road in the process because it's super easy to do business over the phone, but once they start having to meet face to face and show properties, our Blackness cannot be hidden, and we have found ourselves getting a lot of runaround. So luckily, the reason why I'm mentioning that today is we were able to secure a place that was twice the size of that. So, I mean, well, we weren't able to secure it yet. So let me not say that. Let me not put the horse before the head. But we were able to get the necessary pricing and get our foot in the door with the necessary people to secure a space twice the size. So most likely right before my birthday in April, we'll be doing a huge vendor event that'll be able to house almost 200 Black businesses now. So we're super ecstatic about that. Um, and super excited because it'll be a weekend event instead of a one-day event. And so that brings me to the next thing. So if you guys have been following us on social media, specifically Instagram, you know that yesterday I personally spoke at the Melanated Exchange Marketplace Black Excellence event, which was amazing. It was in Charlotte, North Carolina. Apparently, I ended up on the news from that, which was kind of cool. It was cool to wake up to all the tags and the messages about that. So that was really awesome. But that also drove me to discuss Black businesses choosing to be vendors and some really fundamental things you need to take into account because it does hurt your business and it does impact the revenue growth and the scalability you have over the duration of time. Don't Being a Black business vendor is no different than every other type of vendor. And so let me explain what I mean. So we really don't vend. We normally just do marketing and experimental marketing events for our corporate clients. So I'm talking the Chevys and the Toyotas and Body Armor and NASCAR, things like that. And so I'm going to tell you something super fundamental that they always do every event, every state fair, every trade show, whatever. You always have to do something. They might be giving away tons of free stuff, but you always have to do something. And you always have to do something where they get your information. So you're putting in a phone number, you're putting in an email address, you're putting in your name or something like that. And the reason behind that logic is even if you're not seeking to buy a car today, even if you're not seeking to, change your drink today or get new insurance today. I'm talking to Geico, State Farms, all of them. I'm not just talking, materialistic stuff that you may or may not want. Even the fundamental stuff from healthcare facilities and things. The one thing they always do as businesses at these events, and they bring on huge teams to do it, is get your information because you have to have a way to get back in front of your lead generations, right? We explain to people that 80% of customers, especially if you're an online retailer or something of the nature, 80% of customers They do not buy your stuff the first time they see it. They buy it when it gets back in front of them. So what does that mean? That means if you only have that one isolated encounter with a customer who was excited about your product, who was feeling what you had, but they didn't have an immediate need or desire for it, you miss your window of opportunity because you have no way to get back in front of them. Like, you don't have their contact information, you don't know their name, you might cross paths with them at another vendor event. If you are a business, especially a Black business, doing vendor events, doing any type of pop-up shops, participate in anything where you show up for a short period of time to network and build and get in front of customers, you should have a way to get back in front of those customers. So you should have a sign up sheet. You should have, at this point, there are a lot of digital ways to do it. You should have a QR code that lets them register on the spot. You should have a link that allows for them to sign up for discounts or notices to stay in touch with where you're going to be next. I will speak as a customer for a second. One of the number one reasons I prefer to go to pop-up shops and stuff like that is because I hate paying for shipping. Truthfully speaking, I truly hate paying for shipping and I hate waiting. I'm a very impatient person. So for me, I'll show up at an event I know you're at over ordering on your site if I can, because it's more beneficial to me to get what I want when I want it for an amount that's a little bit more desirable because I don't have to pay for the middlemen delivering it to me. And so it's super powerful for you to make sure you have that customer lead generation type of method in place when you before you get to these vendor events, because then you have an option to now get the information and get it back and notify those customers who may have been really intrigued, but they were thinking about it for somebody's birthday 3 months down the line, or who may have really loved it, but they was thinking about for their anniversary in the middle of summer, or for their move at the end of the year, or something of that nature. You need to have a way for them to be able to stay in the loop with you. If they don't, if they're not feeling it after a while, they can unsubscribe. That's no big deal. But for you, for every 100 people that sign up, I promise only like 10 to 15% are going to unsubscribe. So now you got 85 people who will stay in touch with you. And when you least expect it, those would be the customers that fill in the gap when you're not at vendor events. Those would be the customers that fill in the gap when you're not posting on social media every single day about your business or product. Those would be the customers that you'll send an email to, and they'll see it at 3 o'clock in the morning while everybody's sleeping and slumbering, and they're cleaning out their email box, and they're like, oh, let me go check out that site real quick. Let me go buy that real fast. I've been meaning to get that. Now I can get it. Nothing's distracting me. So it's super important if you are going to do anything, whether it's expos, whether it's pop-up shops, whether it's any type of vending opportunity, state fairs, all of that, you have to have a customer lead generation system in place. And I will promise you, there are tons of free ones. A super common one that we use and a lot of other businesses use is ConvertKit. You can have up to 1,000 people on an email list or your lead generation list for free. It takes nothing for you. It's a super easy way for you to have all the necessary information you need from that customer. And it's a super easy way for you to reach out to those customers when it's time for something new. That is, I'm telling you, it's a win-win. When people rock with you, they want to know what's going on with you. They're not offended that you sending them emails every week or every month. Hell, they want the coupons, the discounts. They want to know about pre-releases. Some people like to be the first person to have something. That's why the wait for the new iPhone release line is always so long. The wait for the new J's line is always so long, because certain people are obsessed with being the first, you know? So that's tip number one. That is something that every single business should have. Tip number two, speaking as a customer again, our business teaches you, you do not do anything that does not give you a return on investment. So what does that mean? That means if this does not add true value to my life, ConvertKit, it's actually a website. It's ConvertKit. So convert, CONVERT, kit, KIT.com. It's free to sign up. I will post the link. Please use my link because I think it'll actually help you get access to more people on to increase your list. So I'll share you my link because I think it'll give you, like, instead of giving you 1,000, it'll give you 1,100 people as a sign up, right? So Every extra 100 people is money in your pocket. Trust me, you're going to value it, because once you start to get the lead generation, what's going to happen is that list is going to grow so fast. You're going to have a way to stay in front of your customers so easily that it's going to blow your mind. And it's going to be something you constantly build on. So the longer you can keep it for free, the better it's going to be for you. I promise. So I'll be sure to share that link in the comments of every single one of these lives today, if I can. MP, I don't know if the live is saved, so I'm going to share it on my page as soon as this live ends. So that's the first thing. Everybody should have a lead generation process in place. If you are a business, it should be, you don't need everything. Quite frankly, you just need to know the person name. You should probably have some type of box. If you offer discounts, let them check a box or acknowledge if they would like to sign up for discounts with you if you offer them. And third one, it's automatically going to ask for their email. But if you also do text message notifications, make sure you ask for the phone number. Some people won't put in their phone number. Some people will put in fake phone numbers. So make sure you look over it. Also, that is a really great way for you to target market your ideal customer. So it's a win-win. I promise it is truly a win-win, because now you also have a way, when it's time for you to go on social media, you can literally target your ideal customer instead of trying to target everybody and treat everybody like they should be supporting your business. That's never how it works. So the second thing, if you are doing any type of vendor events, any type of pop-up shops, anything that requires for a customer to pay in person, you should have a method that allows for a person to pay with a card. I get it. It's super easy and it's super cheap to do Cash App, but I'm going to tell you, as a customer, I don't like the idea of paying with Cash App off of two reasons. Cash App has no live customer service. Their support system is trash. So if their support system is trash, that means if you scam me on Cash App, I'm going to have to go through a lot of red tape to undo and get my money back. And I don't want that headache. And then secondly, Cash App does not protect you as the seller either. It's not set up for businesses. It's set up for you to be able to conveniently, casually send money to those you're closest to. It's not set up with any type of business models protection in place for the average person. So while it's fine to have that as an option for the people that prefer to pay that way, you need to have a method to pay with a card. I will tell you, I saw two vendors yesterday. I was ready to spend easily $20, $30 with them based on what their prices were. The moment they said they only accept cash and Cash App, I walked away. You have to have a method that allows for people that exist in a world where they use their credit cards, because cash is not king, credit is. And people who use their credit card, because swiping your debit card puts you at risk of identity theft. Identity theft. It puts you at risk of possible scams. It puts you at risk of people being able to just scan your card through like alternative scammy methods and have all of this red tape put on your bank account. So majority of people know you use credit. You don't use cash. Even when you're swiping, you use your credit card because it's going to earn you something, and then you're going to put it right back. So you have to, one of the biggest ways I'm seeing a lot of businesses, specifically Black businesses, losing money because they don't accept credit cards. It's free. It's free to get you a card reader. Pay the 2 to 3%. Figure out how to restructure your pricing to take into account the 2.5%, 2.7%, 3%, 3.5% merchant fee. I promise it's a part of the business. It comes with the territory. Every business that accepts cards pays some type of merchant fee. Figure out how to remodel your pricing to accommodate it if you don't have the desire to eat that part. You know what I'm saying? But you're losing more business by not accepting cards. So you have to accept cards. It's us. You have to accept cards. Like it's a non-negotiable if you're going to be in business. And this doesn't matter if you sell products or if you sell services, because here's the awesome thing. You could be somebody that offers consults. You could be somebody that offers courses. We've had people sign up for the Get Your Life course at vendor events. So just imagine, you'll be missing out on money. You're thinking that, oh, people are only going to think about the materialistic stuff that they get the Instagram. No, when people are looking for something, if they've been looking for you, they're willing to pay. But more Americans don't carry cash than do at this point. So you have to put yourself in a predicament where you allow for them to do it and it doesn't inconvenience them. And I will say, yes, I can link my credit card to my Cash App. But me as a customer, because Cash App is considered a cash payment system and my credit card is shown up as a alternative funding banking source, they charge me a fee to swipe to use my Cash App with my credit card. And I'm not going to be willing as the customer to eat that fee to buy a product from you. So you have to figure out how to adjust your business model to take into account that you have this fee that you're going to see on the back end that you need to compensate for. Just do it. I promise every single merchant does it. All the big boys do it. The Targets, the Walmarts, nobody gets away with free merchant fees. Everybody pays them. Their business model is adjusted to it. So those are the top two. Get you a lead generation system if you do not have one for your business. There are tons of free ones that you can set up. And the awesome part is they actually synchronize well with a lot of other programs. They don't work in isolation. You can easily sync it to notify your social media. You can easily sync it to notify, to sync up with a text message program. You can, they work in conjunction. They're set up to do it that way. And then secondly, you have to, if you expect to have longevity in business, you have to have a merchant purchase process that allows for people to pay with cards, and it needs to work. So if your concern is that you got a janky one that doesn't work all the time, well, get you a backup charger pack the same way people get them for their cell phones. I promise you it's worth having one for your merchant's card reader or whatever. And then what's the third thing? This is actually probably the most valuable one I'm gonna share with y'all. Know how to tell people what your business is in 2 sentences. Like, what does your company do? Who are you? What is your company about? It doesn't matter what you offer as a product or service. You need to be able to do that. What is your company? What is your company about? What does your company do? What does this brand represent? That's a big deterrent for me. If you're a person that sells clothes and it's like some random, me and Thomas was talking about this on the ride back from Charlotte. If you're a person that sells, more than anything, if your brand is all over something, if you are branding everything you're selling, and if I look at your brand and I don't have an idea of what it's about, like i.e. God's child, or if it's not super self-evident, I'm going to say, what does this mean? What is this about? And if you can't give me a real explanation, if you say, oh, I was just being creative, or I was just, I promise that's going to be the number one deterrent for me ever buying your brand. Like Jordan isn't Jordan. People don't buy Jordan because it says Jordan. People buy Jordan because they equate it to a certain value class. But then secondly, a lot of people still equate it to the legacy of Michael Jordan being this phenomenal, dude in the basketball arena. Like MJ. I want to be like MJ. I want to be like Mike. Like that will live on for a long time. You get what I'm saying? So when people buy it, they're not buying the name. They're buying what it's attached to as a culture. And so whatever your business, your brand, whatever, you need to be able to explain it. 2 words. A 2-liner is fine enough. You don't have to be able to give people essays and the whole backstory. That's when they deep dive into your business. But those are the top 3. Get you a merchant system in place that lets you pay with cards, lets you take payments with cards. Get you a lead generation process in place that allows for people to at least give you their name and their email, if nothing else. And then third, most importantly, what is your business? You should be able to explain it within 2 sentences. Explain it enough for people to figure out if they like your business, if they're interested in your business, or if they're going to keep it moving. Don't let them judge a book by its cover. All right. It's been a long weekend. We had the Get Your Life course Saturday. We had the Melanated Exchange Market Sunday. And then today we were finalizing the location. I mean, we were finishing up the process to finalize the location for the Buy Black Market, which is now not going to be in March for anybody that was interested in it. It's going to be in April, because that is the first available day, but it's no longer going to be a day, it's going to be a weekend, which is amazing. And we're going to have almost 200 Black businesses instead of the 100 we initially were trying to get. So that's truly going to be phenomenal. Yeah, we love you guys to life. Check out our Instagram, not this live. This live is over. Check out the live that we posted yesterday from the Melanated Exchange Market when I spoke at the Melanated Exchange Market, because there were some things in there that I said and I didn't expect to say. What did you say? Am I gathering? I don't know what that means. So Oh, no, it's going to be a physical location. It's actually, I can't say where it's going to be until it's finalized, but it's actually going to be in a super wide open space. Um, Normally where they have very, very huge events. So it's going to be able to accommodate it. It's going to be a 20,000 square foot facility. So it's going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah. I encourage people, if they want to travel, by all means travel. We have a couple of ways that we'll be able to help accommodate you, or at least get you good accommodations that's safe and really affordable. If you want to do that, you can sign. If in the event you just want to opt in to know about what's going on with the Buy Black Market in advance, go to owlstopshop.com and scroll down a little bit and it will be there. The link to see more details will be there, and the ability for you to at least opt in to stay in and know about it as a Black business will be there for you to fill out. So yeah, you can do that. We're actually going to have, the way it's set up, it's going to, now that it's going to be twice as many vendors, our goal is to have somewhere around about 10 vendors under every industry. This is not your average pop-up shop. We want service providers. We want people that offer courses. We want people that are experts in real estate. I'm going to try to convince my accountant to be one of the vendors, because we need to know about the different products and services that are within our community. This event is really just to magnify and put it in your face in real life what we're doing with the revitalization of the Green Book Project. This is not just about getting some people around to buy waist trainers, tummy cheese, and turn up. This is about getting you to a place where you're equipped with everything you need to build from. So we're going to have some of the contractors we know, electricians, engineers, every industry that we can get in. There will be spaces for them. Unfortunately, there will be no alcohol at this event. So anybody that kind of deals in the alcohol arena, unfortunately, North Carolina is not the place for that. It's too much red tape. I don't feel like going through the county or the state to get the necessary temporary permits to allow for alcohol on the premises. So we will not have any alcohol. We will not have any tobacco. We will not have any gambling. But if you sell accessories that you can use alongside those things, by all means, you are welcome to be a vendor as well. I know, speaking of the devil, I was just about to say, I know our boy Cam sells accessories that goes with like tobacco or something like that. He would be able to be a vendor for this because there are no restrictions and it doesn't conflict in that way. So yeah, we're going to try to keep it as clean as possible. We're going to try to keep it as productive as possible. And I'm really excited. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? We've had an ad running about it. So we've already reached tens of thousands of people to just kind of make it known about in the area. It's been a real slight ad running, just letting people know that we're in the process of putting it together and looking for space. So I'm really excited because this weekend is going to be ultimately Easter weekend, but it's also going to be the week before my big birthday. Woo! So I'm really excited about that. And that brought me up today, because I was at zero. I was at zero. I was depleted from this weekend. It's going to be April 3rd and April 4th. It's going to be that weekend, and it's going to be 8-hour days. So vendors will have the ability to sign up for one day or both days. We're not gonna hold you hostage in a situation, but it is gonna be a weekend event. Um, and I'm pumped about it. Y'all don't understand. We've done this for years. For you who don't know about our whole business model, we've been in the event marketing and experimental marketing space for years. That's where our big bucks come from. So we do this for the big names, the Chevys, the CIAA, Toyotas, and it's amazing to do something at this scale for the Black community and Black small businesses. That's why I'm pumped about it, because it's like everything that we've been doing to build the wealth of these huge corporations, we now are about to do it for our own community, and we ain't holding no punches. Like, understand, our issue with this space has not been a money thing. Like, there is not a number that any of these places could have said that we would have like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, it's been a situation where they refuse to give us a price, or they refuse to call us back, or they refuse to respond to an email or pick up the phone when we call. Like, it is not a situation where we're like penny pinching, and that's what's holding it. It was never a situation like that. It was a situation where it was like everything was moving like quick, fast, and in a hurry until this all Black team showed up talking about wanting to rent out this 10,000 square foot space, or this 15,000 square foot space. Then it went radio silent with the transaction. So I'm pumped, and that's why I'm mentioning it right now. And yeah, if you guys haven't seen the live that I did, Thomas recorded of my speech at the Melanated Exchange Market, by all means, I definitely recommend seeing it. If you are kind of in touch with us, nothing that I say in it is going to surprise you. Y'all know where I stand about Black economic empowerment. You know where I stand about education. You know where I stand about empowering and equipping my own community. I'm unapologetic about it, and I'm very intentional about getting us out of our own way and getting rid of the stereotypes and the stigmas that allow for us to be held in these survivor mentalities. It's way too many ways to build wealth, have leverage, and make sure that we live instead of survive, for me to pretend or sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that person. I'm not going to become that person. They're not going to whitewash this. I've been for us unapologetically for decades at this point, which is probably why I had to get into a position where they couldn't fire me. So anyway, that was it. I love you guys all to life. Like, there's no and ifs or but about that. If anybody on any of these lives, because it's people on every live, talk about miracles. If anybody on any of these lives personally knows a Black stylist, I would really appreciate you guys sending them my way. Because after yesterday and the video and me with my little old school fanny pack on that interview, I'm like, I need a stylist. So by all means, send a stylist my way if y'all know one, whether they're virtual or in NC. I have no I really don't have any restrictions on that. All right. Good night, everybody. This live will be saved. If anybody missed the beginning of it, this live will be saved on YouTube. I just